Okay then, let us start the class now. Okay, so hi guys. So today we'll first see some real-time examples of layouts. Okay, so we learned about layouts in our last class. Let us go. Okay, first let me show you what I'm making. So I had a task to I was given freelance a project to do, and I'm working on it. So let me show you. I won't show you the text code because I want you to guess what kind of what kind of layouts that I'm using. You can guess from right, but still. And I'm going to show you how whatever you have learned in your previous week is useful. Okay. So I hope everyone is able to see my screen. And again, before I start, I would like to say that people who have not completed the week one task, if they have any doubts and if they are facing any difficulty with it, they can just ping me on my WhatsApp, and I will try to solve it. And I'll show you. I'll guide you what to do and where you are going wrong. Okay. So that's it. And then let us analyze some of the layouts, or some of the real-time layouts. This is one application that I'm working on. So let me run and show you. Okay, let us do it on a emulator. Okay. Okay. So by the time it's running, what do you think? What is the parent layout? What do you think the parent layout is? And yeah, so for example, I have email address, password, and login button, right? So what do you think they three are inside? Actually, these five are inside one thing. Yeah, these five elements are inside one layout. What do you think that layout is? Quickly, guys, just give me any answer. It can be wrong, it can be right. It doesn't matter, because achieving that is you can achieve that through various ways. Okay, so this is just one way. Yeah, so the answer is linear layout. Let us see the code now. Okay, so what I'm going, yeah, let me show you. So this whole thing is inside the parent. This parent is one relative, but as you guys told, this is one linear layout. This whole thing, login buttons, all the edit text, and this button. Okay, so I'm going to show you how orientation vertical. No, it's not vertical. It's not horizontal. It's vertical. Okay, and why vertical means from top to bottom. Okay, Shaki. And then I'm also using something called scroll view, because if someone orients it, let's say for landscape, if they use landscape mode, then they won't be able to see all this stuff. So I have to use a scroll view so that it's quite easy for them to go down and up. Okay, that was it. So let me get back to portrait. So yeah, linear layout, scroll view, and then we have our edit text. So so most people might be thinking that normal edit text looks a little different. Why does it have a curved edge? And why is there an icon at the right side? And why is it written? So what we say is this is called an hint. Whatever you see here is called an hint. You can change the text color hint. I have set it to this color, and you can even change the background. So to get this curved background, what I did was I created a drawable XML file. Okay, so this is a little complex stuff, but still, all this is all UI stuff, and you can get this UI anyway. So what I did was I made it to background. Let login one. Yeah, I created, so you can get this XML file online. So just say for example you want an XML file which which is complete circle. Okay, so you can just Google online circle drawable XML file, and you will find it, and just copy paste it and Then you can change the color wherever you find the color with, and you can even change its radius. Like if you want it more round, you can increase the DPI radius. Okay. But I want it red, and yeah, so you can even give a padding to it and all. So you can do it in this way, and then what you have to do is set the background to this XML file. Okay, you have to set them, and it's called drawable right. So it adds an image at the right hand side. So that's called a drawable right. You can even set an image to it. Again, yeah, that's it. It's quite easy. And yeah, I've downloaded an icon and I've just made it there. So let us see the sign up now. Now again, the sign up is inside, as you can see, in our vertical linear layout. And yeah, again, I've used the same drawables. And I'm using again linear layout. So linear layout is like my favorite layout. Most of the time, I use linear layout, and I just use relative layout whenever I want to center small stuff. Okay, so that's it. And this is called a splash screen. Say for example, when I'm running this application, it has to open. I'm going to just close this. Close all of this. Run it again. Okay. So the first screen that appears is called the splash screen. Then it disappears, right? So that's what splash screen is for. If I click on play and then tab, it's counting how many tabs that I'm making. I'm just creating a small simple game. That's what the client wants me to make. So I can just I'm just displaying this dialog box, right? That's called a dialog box, and it's a custom dialog box. Okay, and I can just close this. So this is quite a simple thing, and I have to add login and sign up to the activity. I'll show you how to do that. So what you have to do is I've created the XMLs, right? So the next thing what I have to do is right click, click new, click Java activity, and then I have to write the name of the activity. I'm going to say login activity. Okay. And then I'm going to go to uh, this, copy this app compact thing, extends. Okay, and then just generate override methods on create. So we have now the next thing we have to do is set content view. Okay, so I'm going to say that this login activity should connect to r.id.activity underscore r.layout. It's a layout, not an activity id. Activity underscore, not main, activity underscore login. Okay, so I've now successfully done that. Also, let us quickly make one more activity, login activity, sign up activity. Okay, extends app compact activity. Again, let us quickly overwrite, generate override method on create, set content view dot layout dot activity underscore sign up. Okay, so now we have linked our activity and our XML with each other. The next thing we want to do is we want to tell our application that to our Android manifest that we have added new activity. So what I have to do is add a tag call activity, and then I have to say the name of the class. So I've added login activity, right? Then I have to just close it. So it now knows that there's this activity called login activity. I should also add sign up activity. So yeah, that's it. So now our even our manifest file knows that there are two activities, more two activities that I've recently added. So that's it. Now I can just uh, add the IDs to it and use on-click listeners and all. Okay. So, but what I really wanted to show you guys was um, the layouts for this, and yeah, that's it. Now let us go to Google and see some of the other layouts. Okay, let us, for example, see Savan's UI. Yeah, so which, yeah, let us see this view image. Now see here, way to write scroll view. Okay, so scroll view should have the parent. No, not a child should be single. So scroll view should envelop all the things that you want to be scrollable. Okay, so here I wanted the buttons and everything to be scrollable, so I wrote a scroll view on top of that, and the child should be only one. Here the child was only one linear layout. Okay, so is so am I clear? So am I clear, Shakil? So scroll view should have just one. Okay, let me show it to you. So where was it? Yeah. So here it is. So all these things are inside one linear layout, right? The login, the email address, the password, the icon, and everything. So this is the linear layout, and everything is inside that. So the scroll view comes on top of these things. This whole linear layout, it comes on top of it, and the width and height should match the parent. And yeah, that's it. So there should only be one child. Here, the only child is the linear layout, right? So it can only have one child, one layout, and on top of that layout, you add the scroll view. So is it clear now? The scroll view is on top of the linear layout. Yeah. So Shalini, what part do you don't understand? Uh, okay, cool. So let us move on to the Savant's UI. Let us quickly see. Let me zoom in. Wait. Here it is. I think I can't draw on top of this. Okay. You want me to? I've learned how to do, how to like increase the font. So this is what you want to do, or increase this. So inside linear layout, there's this image view, this image view. Then there's this text view, edit text, then another edit text, then the login button. One second, I'll be right back. Yes, the linear layout above scroll view, what is it? And for the one below, I got it. Okay, sure. So the linear layout, this linear layout, why I'm using it? Why am I using this? Actually, it's not. Yeah, this is not quite necessary. Yeah. No, it's not really useful. This linear layout is not useful. It's redundant. I shouldn't have used that. Thanks for pointing that. And yeah, I'm using one text view below this scroll view. I'm using this text view so that people can sign up. Whenever they click on this, they will redirected to sign up. I haven't written the logic yet, but that's what I'm planning to do. and the whole thing is inside relative layout. So there are only two child here. One is scroll view and one is text view. Okay. So is it clear? Okay. Cool. So that linear layout was redundant. Thank you for pointing that out. Now let us go back to our Savan's thing. What do you think Savan first used? It's quite, what can I say? In the right layout, it's quite obvious what he used. Okay. Even in the left layout, it's quite obvious. Yeah. So what is inside scroll view gets in scrolled. Okay. So just guess what layout does Savan use in the left and right layouts? The left side activity, the left side screen and the right side screen. Like there's the student of the year, weekly top 15, surprise me, and everything else, right? So what is like, you know what? I'll just open this using Paint. Okay. Okay. So let us see this. So what do you think this is? This whole thing is inside. What is the most parent layout? What do you think? It's not a relative layout, it's a linear layout. See, all of these things, this thing. I mean, wait a second. So this is one element. Uh, this is one element. This is one element. This is one element, and similarly, this all are elements. Now this is one element, and this is one element. Okay. So this all are inside one huge linear layout with vertical orientation, and then inside each element, this is horizontal layout. Okay. Horizontal layout elements. Okay. And this is horizontal layout, linear horizontal layout, horizontal orientation, and yeah, again horizontal orientation. Then in this is horizontal location, and then inside linear vertical orientation again. Vertical, vertical. Okay. So similarly, this happened, and there's one scroll view here. You know why? Because so that you can easily scroll here and see all the other playlist and everything else. Okay, and then there is this horizontal orientation, and similarly here there's another linear layout, vertical orientation, and but here in the middle part, this is a linear layout. Okay, now what he has done, everything is related to one another. Okay, so why did I use relative layout? Because not everything inside my login screen should be in. I wanted it inside one in line by line because see, say for example this. I just for this I used relative layout because relative layout has one nice property called align parent bottom. Okay, so by aligning parent bottom, I don't need to give a margin on top or anything else. It will directly align it to the bottom of the screen. So this is one feature of relative layout, and everything else is in linear layout. Just one thing, just for text view, I just for this text view, I used a relative layout. Okay, cool. Now, yeah. So I hope you now have a good understanding on layouts. You know what to use where, and there are other layouts as I told you, table layout and coordinate constraint layout, but they are rarely used. Now the next thing that I have used again, so I showed you guys two ways to access this, right? So see here, even here I have so many I have created so many objects, and I have also used set on click listener to handle the click. Okay. And then there's another thing, there's another way I will show you using the but, method which I really use. I prefer this way by clicking by creating a object and just creating one set on click listener there and then. Okay. So this was the recap of what happened in our previous class. Let us go to debugging. Okay. So yeah, before debugging, I'm just going to show you. Let us go to. I'm just going to switch on my Android. I will connect it to my desktop so that everyone else can see. Has to be connected with Wi-Fi. Just wait a second as I connect my phone to the laptop. Yeah, it's getting connected now. Okay, I hope you are able to see my screen. Let me zoom in. Sure. So, is my screen visible? Phone screen. Is my phone screen visible? Right. Yes. So, so what you have to do to open to switch on the debugging mode is first go to your about phone. It could be a system info or anything else. It depends on the UI or what can I say flavor of your Android operating system. So the next thing is you have to for MIUI I have to click on MIUI 4 to 5 times. It's already I have already switched on the developer option. Then I have to go to advanced settings, additional settings, and it actually differs a little by little in every one's phone. So this is the developer option. I have switched it on. And the next thing I have to do is I have to also switch on the USB debugging mode. So after switching on, I should also switch on the install via USB and USB debugging security settings. Now there are many options here. Like for example, what I can do is I can wait. I'm getting a call. I'll be right back. Sorry guys, sorry. I hope I'm audible now. Switched off the mute option. I don't know why I'm getting so many calls this day, but sorry for distraction. Let us get back to the class. And the developer option has many options, and one nice thing is show layout bonds. Okay, by showing layout bonds, we can actually learn how the person might have created the layout. For example, I just showed you my only app, right? I can just even see it from here. See how it's showing me pink color around the image. That is the margin that I have given it. Okay, and yeah, even the margin is here below the play, below the high score, below the option. So yeah, so there's one tab. You see tab, right? The tab is center in layout. It's even showing the boundary, and then again even this. So that's one way to nicely see the what can I say, layout for it. And then here it's using a grid layout. See, so they are using a grid layout for the notification, the people who made the UI. So yeah, that's a nice way to see the layout bonds. And then there are many other options. One most useful is um, it was somewhere here. What it did was it allowed us to keep the screen on whenever connected to the USB. Okay, so that way whenever you are debugging, you don't want the screen to go off again and again, right? Stay awake. Screen will never sleep while charging. So that's a nice option. So those are some of the options that you have inside developer options. And when you switch it on now, if you connect to your uh, through your USB, let me connect it. Let me just quickly connect it through the USB, and I'll show you how it will appear in the Android Studio. Okay, so now I have successfully connected it through my USB. Let us see inside Android Studio how it appears. So when I click on play, run app, it's directly running inside my emulator. So I'm just going to close the emulator. Okay, let me close it. Let the Gradle build finish. So it's saying that it couldn't find the emulator because we closed it. Now see here, it's showing me Xiaomi Redmi 3S, right? That's my phone that I connected through the USB. I can now see. So this comes under the connected device. Now I can just click on the OK, and then it will run it on my phone. Let us see. Now, if you're running it for the first time, it will show you some pop-up saying that will you allow this laptop to connect? Will you allow this laptop through USB to change your settings and all? Just click OK. Just click yes and all. And also, whenever you are installing the first application, it will say, um, "Do you want to install this application?" You just have to say yes again. Okay. So those options won't be shown on my phone because I have used it a lot of time for debugging. If it's the first time you're using the phone for debugging, you'll see that options. So this is your splash screen. This is a play. If I just use this and so it's working perfectly fine. But now let us see if what if there are some errors and how to debug them. So the one of the most simple thing to do is use logs. Okay, so logs will be displayed inside the logcat, as I might have already shown you one log.e, or log.d, but there are many logs. Okay, so log.v, log.d, log.i, log.1, log.error, log.sl. There's one more log.wtf. Okay, so what you can do is, just so that you know what you are doing, say for example, I'm just going to give a log here, just normal log, debugging, not a debugging log, but a verbose log saying start. The application has just started. Okay. You know what? Let us, yeah, let us, no, let us see the logs later. Let us first see the breaking points. Okay. So first, the breaking point, how to add a breaking point and what a breaking point is. A breaking point will stop the flow of the execution or of your application. If you don't know, if you believe that at this particular place, your application is not working properly. Okay. So for example, let us see this. For example, when I'm just playing, when I'm just clicking on play, and then I'm just tapping, I believe that there's no error here, right? But I believe that it's not showing the score properly. If I did believe that, what I would have done is I would have gone to the place where it would show the score. This is the place where I'm showing the custom dialog box. I'll just click on the left side. See this dot, right? So now this dot represents a breaking point. Okay. Now to run a debugging application, normally you run an application using this play button, but to add this breakpoints and everything stuff, you have to click on debug app. Okay. Now let us click on this. Now that's okay in the allow USB debugging unauthorized session. Okay, so I have it's saying that allow USB debugging on dialog. Data stream, it's not connected. So this is what it's showing is this is through Wi-Fi actually. I have some other applications that are connected through Wi-Fi, not through normal method, not through USB. So there's another way to connect your device using Wi-Fi. It's a little complicated. If you guys are interested in knowing how to do that, I'll show you guys later. Now, if I click on Xiaomi Redmi 3S, now remember that I clicked on debug app, not the normal thing. Okay, so let us wait for the application to run now. So any doubts still here, guys? Let me know. Just let me know if you have any doubts. Okay, so it's waiting for debugger to attach. Now the debugger has attached. It's starting the application. Now see, I added a breakpoint where the code was showing me a dialog box, right? Let us see if it's really stopping the flow of execution. I'm clicking on tap, 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 and now is the time it should stop. And see, the code has stopped. My Android application has stopped. Let us go back to our Android Studio, and you see here that it has successfully stopped here. So the blue line represents where your flow of execution is right now, and the line has not been what can I say run still. And at the right side, bottom right side, you can see all the variables that are present here. This represent the constructor variables that I have that the inbuilt application has, and these are some of the variables that I had. Say for example, till here my clicks is equal to 30, right? But after two step, I'm making clicks is equal to 0. So now let us see some options here that are available. This is called the step over, right? So you just click on it, then it will go to the next step. Okay. See, next step, these clicks are still equal to 30. And if I click on next, clicks are still equal to 30. But the next, what do you think will happen when I click on step over again? What will be the value of clicks is equal to? What do you think will be the value of click is equal to when I click on step over again? That will make the code go here and it will execute the previous line. Yes, Pavani, the clicks will become 0. Let us see. See, clicks is equal to 0. Now this was using breakpoint in a difficult application. I mean, for you guys, it's a little complex, right? Because you have not really worked on this application. So what I will do is we'll open a profile application, okay, that we worked on uh, previously, and see again some breakpoints. So I hope you remember we were creating this ordering app, coffee ordering app. So I'm going to let us wait for the Gradle to build. So any doubts still here, guys? I'm going to repeat the breakpoints, so don't worry if you didn't get it. But beside that, do you feel have you feel intimidated by anything else? Have you did you not understand anything? Like if you have any doubts, you can just ask. What is the first screen on the application? You mean this application, like the application that I'm working on? That's called a splash screen. Okay, so that splash screen just I have used threading and all. You will learn about threading in your next class, and this is called the splash screen. It's just so that it I can define how much time it stays for. So it's going a little bit fast. Okay, let me just let me know if it's going fast. I will slow it down there and then. And how much time does it say? So I can define how much time it stays through threading. For example, here I have made it stay for 3 seconds, but it differs. Let me show you the code for it. You know what? You learn about that in your next week because it comes under threads. Not in next week, but in this week itself, in the last class. So we'll look more in detail about those that splash screen and how to make one splash screen now. Actually, I don't want to deviate the class to another topic. So I hope it's okay, Saikiran. Don't worry. We'll of course we'll learn in our next class, not in our next class, but in our last class of this week. Okay. No need again. I think I have said many of you guys many times. No need to call me sir. Just call me Adil. Uh, so next, coming to Pavani's question. Yeah. So Pavani, just let me know if I'm going too fast or if I'm going too slow. I'll just try to pace myself up. Okay. Good. So let us create some breakpoints again. Okay. The first breakpoint that I'm going to create is here when it's totaling it, and you can add as many breakpoints as you want. Okay. So I'm going to close this. We are going to work on our emulator. Using our emulator. No, it's not similar to error handling concept. Error handling is a little different than this. I'm going to show you even error handling soon in this class itself. Okay. So the breakpoint is a way to stop your application flow. It's just stopping it. Error handling is if there's some error, we can handle it in the try catch method, right? So that's error handling. Interrupt, yeah, it's kind of like an interrupt thing. Not really interrupt, yeah, it's kind of like interrupt, but stopping it, and you can even resume it. I'm going to show it again. So I've added the breakpoint. Just click on left side. You know what? Let us add more breakpoints. Let three should be added the breakpoints. I'm going to add the breakpoint here where it's incrementing and decrementing too. Okay. So again, as I told you guys earlier, you have to click on this button. Okay. Let us wait for it to run. So it's waiting for the debugger to attach. It's attaching the debugger, and yeah, it's. I guess debugging doesn't properly work in your Android emulator, but let us still try. So when normally it won't show you anything, but when I click on the plus, it should wait there. So it's not adding, it's not making 0 plus 1, right? So it should do right, but because it has stopped the code here. So right now the lemon score is equal to 0, total is equal to 0, lemon number is equal to this thing. Lemon number, what is lemon number? The lemon number is our
object for how many lemons, like object for the edit text. Okay, so these are our variables. Let us go down. Okay, down. Now lemon score has become 1. Let us go down again. Now lemon score still is 0, still is 1, but total is still 0. So let us go down again. Now the total has become 25 because 25 into 1 is 25. Now let us go down again, and then the toast appears. Okay, I can go down again. No, this is not where I want to go. So I can come out of the method plus lemon by clicking on this step out, or I can just click here. Yeah, step out, step out. So I just I'll close this, and let us go back to our program. Click on this minus. So it's still, so I have to resume it. Yeah. So now I have recognized, right, the variables and stuff. What I have to do is click on this. This will resume the program. So lemon score has been there. Now it has gone to total is equal to 25. So total is 25. This is one. And now let us click on resume again. Yeah. So it has now gone to lemon, and let's go minus minus. Let us go down. Let us resume it again. So total is equal to 50. Lemon is 2. Now after my doing a minus 1, lemon score minus 1, total 50. Now total will become 25, right? So that's how it works. I hope you understand how the breakpoints work. Let me know if you want to, if you want me to explain it once again. So it's quite simple. Just add breakpoints, then click on this icon, and when it's running, wherever you have clicked the breakpoint, it will stop the code there. And using some tools, using this, you can go to the next line and see the variables, and using this, you can resume, or you can even stop the app. Okay, I've closed the debugging thing. It's stopped now. I hope I was clear. Uh, so any doubts, guys? Okay, so let us get down to logs now. As I told you earlier, I'm going to see logs too. So as I told, there are there is log.d, okay, capital L, log.d. As you can see the syntax, you can write a string tag, messenger, or throwable tag too. I'm just not going to write anything there. Log.e, there's log.e, log.v, log.w, and then there's this extreme log called log.wtf. I know what you guys are thinking. Log.wtf might be. It's actually it was wrong, very wrong something. Yeah, wrong failure or something. I don't remember the full form of WTF. It is not what you guys think. Let us just see what was it. What a terrible failure. Yeah. So that's what it stands for. So log.d stands for debugging. E stands for error. E stands for verbose. W stands for warning. Okay. So you use this for debugging purposes. You use this if there's some error. What you do is you just say, for example, your code is creating some error. Exception E. And then you just take this and you give it a tag um, in create E. Yeah. So
can just give an error here, and you can even use this to just say, I'm just debugging something. I'm just trying to check some word, just checking or anything. Verbose, hello, some message again. Uh, okay, this is a warning. I'm just writing anything, whatever is coming into my mind. Now, WTF is the extreme error. It's really, really, what can I say? If it's really, really bad, then only then do WTF. Okay. Okay. So let us run our code. Let us see our logcat. So all the logs appear in logcat. This is the emulator. And as you can see, if I click on verbose, it will show all of the logs. If I click on debug, it will show only the debug logs. If I click on info, it will show only the log.i. Log.i info is just a normal info log that you can use. Yes, so there's some error. Yeah. Let us check our logcat. So there's no info. Why is it not starting my this profile? I don't know why the logcat is not showing all of the stuff, but let me run it in my phone. Normally it should show me the logs. There's something wrong with. Okay, it's running now. It's running. To the verbose, let us try to find our logs first. Okay, so using this, you can clear all the logs. I'm going to run it again so that I can focus on my logs. Profile, profile. Showing me the logs. Let's just wait for a few seconds. If it doesn't show the shows the log, I will just connect my phone and use it. I'll cast it and show you guys. So why we use logs is in every step you can just create a log and see what is really happening inside the application. How is it really showing? So he wants. Okay. So what's the use of debugger? As I told earlier, uh, for example, your app crashes in between while executing. What you can do is just add one breakpoint there. Okay, so it won't crash there, but you will also be able to track what's really happening till then by using step over and step onto and all of the stuff. So that's how you can use that. And even logs, how they are helping is they're just giving you small information so that you can keep track of it. For example, if there's one loop and there's not you won't show the information on your screen, but you want to see what's really happening under the hood, then you can use logs. Okay. Well, it's not giving me logs here. I'll just connect my phone.
let me connect my phone through my USB is not really nice, so I mostly use wireless ADP. Okay, ADP connect. My IP address is 192.168.0.101. So I'm doing this without using the USB like cable. So no need for you guys to know this. It's just something I do. You can just use a USB cable too. It has failed 168. It's unreachable. Okay, because I have already connected the wireless system, it won't use that. Try again. Let's do it's internet. Maybe we connect. Already connected. Let me run on it. I have to select my device here now. The device is it's running the application on my phone now. Let us wait for the Gradle to build. So I want you to show that it appears in the log cat. So verbose is like the most common logs that you will use. Like, if you want to flood your application with logs, then you use log.v because that's these are not like this is the thing you have to do, but these are like the standards and protocols that most developers use. Like for normal logs, we use log.v, and in log.v, all the logs will appear, even log w, log I, log wtf, and all. But if you select just debug, then it will show just debug logs. Okay, and see here, these are all the logs that your Android Studio is creating while doing whatever it is doing. Okay, I have to install. It's installing now. And after this log, there's just one more thing I have to show you, the try catch thing. Where you will find the try catch errors. So see here. So it's not even showing me. Yeah, this I have to select profile. Just close and open it again. I have no idea why it's not working, but it should normally work. The log should appear. Okay, by the time it's starting the application, I'm going to show you the next thing. I have found it's not, but it normally works. Let me know if it works for you guys. And yeah, let us get on to the next try catch thing. Say for example, yeah,
what I'm going to do is in this example thing, let me just clear down all this stuff. I'm just going to use one relative layout and add one edit text, explain wrap content, and give me anything. No, give me a number. Give me anything, and then I'm just going to add one button. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just display whatever is inside that edit text. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is I have to create one activity. We are already, you know what I'm going to use this inside activity name because or else I'll have to create one more thing, right? Just going to remove all of this. Okay. Oh, great. Let all of these things be there. I'm going to just add it below. Just yeah, let me remove this button. Let us add it. Let's have it. Whenever I click on order button, it should show what is inside this edit text, right? So let me create an object. Okay, so we have our on-click listener, and I'm just going to toast. I'm going to toast get text from this, from my edit text, whatever is inside. I'm just going to toast it. Let us run the app. Let us wait for it. So when I click on the order without writing anything, it will just close my activity. Let me know why it happens. There's one specific name to it. Okay. So don't worry, guys. Class will be over in just 5 minutes. Just bear with me. Just few minutes.
Can I repeat what you asked just before? Okay. Can I repeat? Yeah, sure, you can repeat. Do you want me to repeat? Okay, what I said was, um, when I click on the order button, it will raise an error without, I have not written anything in this text, right? If I click on the order button, it will raise one error. What do you think the error is? So it's doing nothing. It's displaying actually nothing here.
Or else let me do this. Let me just, let us not create, just not do anything. I'm not going to write this. There won't be any error in the code, but it will stop the code. Okay, it will stop the code from running. So I've removed the initialization of the button. So it has given me an error. So let us go to logcat. Okay. This is emulator. Yeah, close that. So that's closed it. So the error was null object amplification. I don't know why it's not showing me logs. Did I click on somewhere? Have I? I don't know if I did. This is profile com.check.com.profile access API. Did I mess up with some settings? I have no idea.
But it should show an error even in the lockhead, but it's not. But still, it's closing, right? So the error is we have not initialized it. So what we have to do is,
You could have just added a breakpoint here. Okay. I wanted to show you how to add that breakpoint, but I don't know why it's not showing me the locks. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for today. That's it for today. Maybe we'll see the locks in some other class. I don't know why it's not appearing today. Maybe I missed some settings. I will just reset the settings and show you the other class. So that's it. So any doubts till now, guys? Okay then, cool. If you have any doubts, you can just message me on WhatsApp. Yeah, that's it. Bye, guys.